for listening to my class. Refraction of light. Today let us have a discussion about the refraction of light. Already we have been discussing about the reflection of light. Let us take an example. A light is traveling from one medium to the second medium. Let this be a water medium. Let this be water medium. Let this be air medium. Now, let this be the normal. The imaginary line drawn perpendicular is called the normal. Already we know about it. And this ray is called the incident ray. This is called the angle of incidence. The angle between the incident ray and the normal is called the angle of incidence. When the ray is moving from this rarer medium to this denser medium, the ray takes a bend towards the normal. The ray takes a bend towards the normal. And this ray is called the refracted ray. This ray is called the refracted ray, and this angle is called the angle of refraction. So that is called the phenomenon of refraction. This kind of bending is called the refraction. Some part of the ray will be reflected, some part of the ray will be getting reflected. We are not going to discuss about it. Now we are discussing only about the refracted ray. So now why we are getting bending? Let us see why we are getting bending. Let us see an example. For example, there is a stream which is flowing like this. The stream is flowing like this. There is one point A and here is another point B. Now, the task is you and your friend, both of you are having a small task. Your task is to cross, to reach the point A, you have to run from point A to point B. So now here two people are running, Mr. X and Mr. Y. So when they are running, Mr. X is running like this, going in a same straight line. That's the shortest line between A and B. Now, what is happening in the second case? Now Mr. Y, Mr. X is going like that, Mr. Y is going, running like this up to here. After coming to the point, to this point, he is a very practical person. He knows it's very difficult to run in water. So he is now taking a bend towards and taking a bend and running like this. And after crossing, again he is taking a bend like this and again going like that. So my dear friend, this is Mr. Y. So in the second case you have seen that he is now taking towards bending towards because he cannot run faster in water. The speed of the person will decrease in water. That is the reason why he is taking a bend towards the normal. Similarly, the speed of light is more in air. Speed of light is less in water. So as the speed is less, it wants to take a bend towards the normal and cross it faster. So that it can cover less distance. So that it can make the task faster. So this phenomena is called the refraction. This kind of bending is called the refraction. And here one more point. If the ray is moving from a rarer medium to a denser medium, air to water, it moves towards the normal. And if it is moving from water to air, this is again air, it moves away from the normal. Means from a denser medium to a rarer medium, if a light ray is moving, it moves away from the normal. This is already discussed previously and this is known to you. So my dear friend, now you understood what is the meaning of refraction. Refraction is occurring because of the difference in the densities of the medium. Now my dear friends, let us see the laws of refraction. Laws of refraction. Now the first law is the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal lie on the same plane. This is already discussed in the case of reflection. Also similar definition is there, similar law is there. Here also it is similar. That is the first one. The incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal lie on the same plane. Next, the second point is, the second thing is, when a ray is moving, the ray is having a wavelength, it is having some velocity, it is having frequency. When it is moving from one medium to the other medium, the velocity is changing. The wavelength and velocity, both of them are changing, but frequency is not changing. It is fixed. constant. So, when a ray is moving from one medium to the other medium, the wavelength and the velocity are changing, but the frequency is not changing. This we can take it as a second law. And the third law, this is a very important law, that is Snell's law. Snell's law. It is nothing but mu, this is a Greek letter called mu, refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium is nothing but equal to sine of angle I by sine of angle R. Sine I by sine R. This is angle I and this is angle R. Sine means if you take a right angle triangle, if this is theta, this is opposite side and adjacent side. If this is theta, this is opposite and this is adjacent. So in this case now we are taking ABC as a triangle. This is a theta, so this becomes opposite angle. The angle which is opposite to the side which is opposite to the angle is called the opposite side. And adjacent to this is called the adjacent side. And this is called the hypotenuse. Now this is a right angle triangle. So sine is nothing but sine theta is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. This is a ratio of opposite side and hypotenuse. So my dear friends, now you understood in this case the Snell's law is telling that the refractive index is the ratio of sin I by sin R. So mu is nothing but equal to sin I by sin R. Refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. And also is equal to velocity of light in air by velocity of light in water. Means in that particular medium. Velocity of light in air or vacuum by velocity of light in water or second medium. See my dear friends, here mu2 1 and 2 can be any medium, not only air, water. It can be glass and water also. So this also can be written as mu2 by mu1 means refractive index of the second medium by the refractive index of the first medium. So my dear friends, this can also be written as see sin I by sin R. Now cross multiplying these two. So mu2 sin R, so mu2 sin R is equal to mu1 sin I. This is a standard form. My dear friends, that is a standard form. So mu2 sin R is equal to mu1 sin I. And also equal to, see the same thing we can even write it down like that. This is equal to mu2 is nothing but mu is already we have given velocity of light in air or vacuum by velocity of light in second medium. This is velocity second medium, and by C by V1. That means for the mu1 is the refractive index of the first medium, that is velocity of light in air or vacuum by velocity of light in the first medium. That also is equal to C and C gets cancelled, V1 by V2. So mu2 by mu1 is also equal to velocity of light in first medium by velocity of light in second medium. So now the reversibility of light. In the case of already previously we have seen this is the first medium and this is the second medium. Let this be air and this be water. In this particular case, we have seen that this is the normal incident ray. If this is the incident ray, angle of incidence. This is the refracted ray, and this is called the angle of refraction. My dear friend, this also is the normal. This angle is also equal to angle R. See these two parallel lines, this is the transversal, these are the alternate and interior angles are equal. And again when it is moving from water medium to air medium, it is taking a bend and it is again bending and moving like this. The ray is just moving away from the normal. And this is the emergent angle. This is again equal to angle I. So my dear friends, this angle is called angle of deviation. Angle of deviation. If this medium is not there, the ray might have gone like that. But because of this denser medium, it has deviated through some angle. This is the angle of deviation and has taken a bend. And once again after, when it is moving from denser medium to lighter medium, again it started moving away from the norm. Now my dear friends, in the first case, refractive index of second to 1 means refractive index of water with respect to air is nothing but equal to sin I by sin R. This is equation number 1. Next is, if you take these two cases, now refractive index of this again becomes first medium, means 1, 2, refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2 means refractive index of air with respect to water is nothing but equal to sin I by sin R. Here in this case, this becomes angle of incidence and this becomes angle of refraction. So this becomes sin R by sin I. Equation number 2. When you are multiplying these two, means when you are multiplying these two, refractive index of into refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium is equal to, when you are multiplying these two, you are getting sin I by sin R into sin R by sin I. We can just cancel these two. Finally, you will get equal to 1. Therefore, refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is equal to 1 by refractive index of first medium with respect to the second medium. This is an important thing where we can use it in solving the problems. For example, you are having the refractive index of water with respect to air is 4 by 3. The value is given. Then you are asked to find out refractive index of air with respect to water. Simply 1 by 4 by 3. That is nothing but the value becomes 3 by 4. I think now you understood. Means here you can also understand that if the ray is passing like that and going like that. If I am putting a mirror here, what is going to happen? It retraces its path backwards. Again it takes a bend and goes in the same path. So my dear friends, if the mirror is not there, then again it takes a bend and goes to the next medium. So retracing its own path. See, when it is retracing, this becomes an instant ray and this becomes a refractive ray. See my dear friends, I think now you have understood. And this distance between these two, this is called the lateral, it's called the lateral displacement. That is called the lateral displacement. This lateral displacement is depending on the thickness of this medium. It is depending on the thickness of the medium. It is depending on the refractive index of the medium. It is even depending on the angle of incidence, directly relating. It is directly proportional. And it is inversely proportional to, it is inversely proportional to lambda. It is inversely proportional to lambda. So the lateral displacement is directly related to the thickness of this denser medium, and it is also depending on the refractive index of the medium. It is depending on the angle of incidence, and it is inversely proportional to the wavelength. So already we have been discussing about the refraction of light. This is an application of refraction of light in the morning and in the evening. This is an application we are seeing an example. In the morning and in the evening, the size of the sun is bigger when compared to the afternoon, because in the morning we are getting the inclined rays, and these inclined rays are traveling a larger distance in the Earth's atmosphere, whereas in the afternoon we are getting the vertical rays. So the distance traveled by the light ray is normally it is entering into the Earth's atmosphere and it is going normally. But in the morning and in the evening we are getting inclined rays. So my dear friends, because this is one of the reasons. And one more thing, if you take the Earth's atmosphere, very near to the Earth's surface the density of the atmosphere is more. As you are going to the higher altitudes, the density will be decreasing. So my dear friends, the density is not uniform throughout the atmosphere. So now when the sun in the evening, when the sun rays are coming like this and coming into the Earth's atmosphere, the upper layer is having less density. So now here this is a tangent drawn to this point of incidence and this is a normal. So the ray is bending towards the normal because this is the rarer medium and this is a denser medium comparatively. And slightly to the next layer, when it enters into the next layer, slightly something more it is again bending towards the normal. Now you are standing here. For you, your eye cannot calculate these bendings. Your eye always thinks in a straight line. So this light for you appears as if it is coming from here. Instead of coming from here, it appears as if it is coming from here. So that is the reason why in the evening time, just please observe my dear friends. 1 day or 2 days you please observe. Morning time the sun, size of the sun. Evening time the size of the sun and the color of the sun. So actual size is this much, but it appears like this. So this apparent position of the sun is due to the refraction of light. This is one of the example which we can see in our day-to-day life. So my dear friends, this is please try to observe at home. You please try to observe morning sun rising and evening sun setting and in the afternoon. These three diagrams you please try to put on analyze these three. Thank you.